Welcome back once again. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. And I promise you will not regret when you watch these videos. So in this video, I'll be talking about secondary sources. And here, secondary sources, when I talk of secondary sources, I mean these are the sources that interpret, analyze, or summarize the primary sources. So whatever you've got in the primary sources, the information you've got in the primary source, the secondary source is going to analyze it, summarize everything that you've got so that you're able to understand the information. So I'll also talk about the characteristics of secondary sources. When I talk about the characteristics of secondary sources, here we have that the secondary sources are interpretative in a way that they involve some level of analysis, synthesize, or evaluate the primary sources. So you'll have to go all those steps to evaluate the work that you've got in the primary sources. Then we also have evaluative. Here we mean they offer opinions or assessments based on the evidence that you may have drawn from the primary source. So we also have another that it is contextual. So when you talk about contextual, secondary sources help to frame the primary data, which primary data within trends, movements, or histories. Those are the characteristics of the secondary sources. We also have the examples of secondary sources. So in our examples of secondary sources, we have that the first example are the books. When we talk about books, here we mean the historical books. They can be historical books, and these books are analyzed in a specific period of time. We also have biographies that interpret an individual's life based on the primary articles, on the primary materials. Those are basically books you can read about. In the books you can read about someone's life story. Let's talk about Nelson Mandela. And then we also have journal articles. Journal articles, these are articles that analyze the primary data. For example, research paper analyzing the results of a scientific experiment. We also have documentaries. Documentaries can be films or videos that tell a story of historical events or individuals based on the available materials or interviews. So when you talk about documentaries, these are mostly the videos that people watch, the films, and they'll be telling a story of an event or an individual. We also have essays and reviews. So essays, we have these are critical essays that provide analysis of a literacy work or history. We also have movies or book reviews, and these ones interpret the content of the work. So in our next slide, we have the purpose of secondary sources. And here when we talk about the secondary sources, how is it helpful? Like, why do we need the secondary sources? Here we have that interpretation and analysis. So for interpretation and analysis, we have that. So for interpretation and analysis, here you're going to be able to make sense of the work that you've got in the primary source. So you provide the expert when you analyze the work. We also have the contextualization. So contextualization, here they mean secondary sources, they provide the necessary context for primary data. So they synthesize information to offer a wider understanding. Yeah, that is another purpose. We also have broader understanding. Secondary sources help a specific individual to understand that data within large society. So that is basically the purpose. And more of pros. So the cons of secondary sources. One is that it can introduce misinterpretations and bias. So someone can misinterpret the information. You can get the correct information but interpret it wrongly. We also have that lack of originality. So here basically the secondary source is depends on the primary source. We also have another point that depends on the primary sources. So every information that you're going to get in the secondary source, it is coming from the primary source. Thank you all for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and turn on the notification button.